Hi, my name is Miss Dana, and I'm very excited to read Irene's Wish to you today. I hope you enjoy it. Irene's Wish by Jerdine Nolen, illustrated by A.G. Ford. Things are back to normal now, but something happened last spring. Well, my family will never be the same. It's Papa. You see, he makes things grow. People are always showing up at our front door with planters, potting soil, flower pots, and seedlings. They all want one thing: to get my Papa and his magic growing touch to make their plantings grow. Look, we see Irene, and she's looking out the window at that beautiful apple tree. Does your family have a garden? Papa's work keeps him quite busy. He's too busy to play with us. I wondered if there could be a time when he wouldn't be so busy, when he'd just stay home and play. Papa always says, if a star can grow inside an apple, anything is possible. Then he cuts an apple crosswise and shows us the star inside. Have you ever seen a star inside an apple? He removes the seeds, though. He tucks them inside his pockets. He never leaves them lying around. Seeds, he says, are very full of possibilities. I believe in Papa, so I planted my own kind of seeds in hopes and dreams and wishes. I hoped and dreamed and wished on all the stars that sparkled in the skies and on all the apples that ever dangled from any tree. That's when all the trouble started. My parents warned us not to eat or swallow seeds. They'll grow inside you. Have your parents ever told you not to eat or swallow seeds? Most folks chuckled at their warning, but Papa did not. My brother Jimmy and I managed to stash a secret supply of seeds, big ones, just right for a spitting contest. Look at those kids, they're all spitting seeds. What kind of seeds do you think they're spitting? Maybe apple seeds, those would be small, or maybe they're watermelon seeds, those are big. So one day when no one was looking, we would spit those seeds all the way to Timbuktu. That's pretty far. In the spring, Papa was working hard in the yard, so I brought him some iced tea. Now, when it came to iced tea, my Papa was not a drinker or a sipper. He was a chug-a-lugger. A chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug, chug-a-lug. He gulped every last drop of that ice-cold, refreshing liquid and every last one of those seeds we had hidden in that cup. Uh-oh, Papa knew something was wrong the minute he gulped the last drop. I believe folks heard him shouting, "Clear down to the other side of yonder's creek." If only I had grabbed a different cup. If only I had not accidentally given Papa our secret seed supply. But Mama says sometimes things happen just the way they happen. Oh boy, what do you think is going to happen now that Papa drank the iced tea full of the secret seeds? Let's see. That night and the next day, Papa lay around being sick. By the third day, something was happening. He looked all green around the edges of his face. That doesn't sound good. Mama tried to comfort him, but he could not be comforted. He wanted sunlight. Mama had us take down all the curtains in the room. He wanted air. Mama had us open all the windows. And he needed water, gallons and gallons of water. Papa drank a lot of it. Look at him there. He's drinking a big gallon of water. But he asked us to pour most of it on him and around him. That's strange, isn't it? In the end, I thought he would just burst or float away. You should have seen the look on our faces when we realized that our seeds were germinating inside Papa's stomach. Wow, look at their faces. They look pretty shocked. What do you think? Wouldn't you be shocked too? It was hard to say what Papa was growing into. We thought he might have been some kind of tree, but he was more of an assortment of things, all those seeds mixed together. Then one day, Papa began to sprout branches from his head and his shoulders. For a while, it looked like he was turning into some new version of a moose. Have you seen a moose? They have those big antlers, just like Papa's branches. Little green buds sprouted, flowers blossomed, spring birds visited our house and made their nest on Papa's branches. What do you see in this picture? Do you see the bluebird on the branch? And there's a red rose and even a butterfly. When it appeared our house could no longer hold him, we moved Papa to the center of everything. That way, he would always be a part of our home and yard. That's when I realized my wish had come true, only not the way I thought it would. Remember, Irene wanted Papa to spend more time with them. Now, when Papa was visited by people coming to the house, they brought the morning paper and they sat in the shade and read to him. Or they came to bring the news of the neighborhood or talk about the good growing season. Mostly they came to see how he was doing. They complimented Papa on how well he was filling out and offered to prune him. Do you know what that means, to prune a tree? It means to cut away the overgrowth branches. When my friends Donna, Shelby, and Nick came over, we played hide and seek in and around his roots and branches. And those times he would laugh and laugh right along with us, but he never gave our hiding places away. In May, we tied pretty ribbons to his arms, which stuck out like branches, and we danced around him singing. I think the tree would be a good place to play hide and go seek, don't you? At night, Mama would sit with him. She'd sing to him, or they just talked. I know they missed each other. Papa couldn't dance or snuggle or talk as easily as before, and we all knew he was homesick for the old days. We took some of his favorite things outside to keep him company. After all, we were still a loving family. Whether your Papa is a tree or a man, you still love him. But I worried day and night about my wish and how I could unwish it. As spring grew into summer, my Papa grew bigger and stronger and wider. He thrived in the sun. Mama prepared most of our meals outdoors, and we ate them sitting in his shade. We even made a game out of watering Papa. Oh, that sounds silly. He looked so strong and mighty, like an oak. We were not quite sure what kind of tree he was turning out to be, so we just called him Papa Tree. We all wanted Papa back the way he used to be, but I didn't want things back to normal. I did miss Papa, his hugs, and his soft voice. And I knew I needed to unwish my wish. Colder winds came with autumn. Trees began to shiver and shake and change the color of their leaves. But none of them dazzled and sparkled in the full flames and colors as my papa did out in the autumn sun. He was spectacular. Look at that tree. It's beautiful. It's so bold and gold. Even after all the trees had shed their leaves, Papa kept all of his. Papa was always one to do things in his own way. We all felt proud. Throughout the fall, he was the most beautiful tree. Then Papa began to slow down. Mama worried about a long winter coming. What would it bring? My mind was tangled up around trying to unwish my wish. But how? Somehow I knew I had to believe in the possibilities of things. I was, after all, my papa's daughter. And that papa tree sure looks cold. The wind is blowing and there's snow. The first winter morning, Papa dropped his last leaf. It drifted to the ground like the falling and wandering snow. That night, our neighbors sat vigil with us. They worried too about the coming storm. That was one night I wished and hoped and dreamed again with all my heart and all my might on all the apples and on all the stars. Please, I spoke up quietly to the night. Please let us have our papa back again. When we awoke the next morning, the earth was blanketed in white. Look at all that snow on the ground. Papa tree was not there, but our papa was. There he is, on the ground, sleeping, snoring loudly. Papa woke up stretching. He said he had a big, long dream he was trying to remember. I bet he did. We took him in by the fire. Doesn't that look cozy? He said he was glad to be warm and awake, surrounded by his family. He said he felt like he had been very silent and very still for a long, long time. When it was my turn to talk, I knew I had to tell Papa everything about our seeds, accidentally getting into his iced tea, about my hoping and wishing and wanting him to be home with us, about all the things we'd done together and all the fun we'd had. I told him about the home he'd given to birds and squirrels, and I told him exactly how I unwished my wish. Papa sat very still and silent. All in all, he said, clearing his throat, swallowing seeds wasn't the worst thing in the world. It turned out to be a good thing. It's like I always say, if a star can grow inside an apple, anything is possible. Wishes and seeds are alike, Papa told us. They are full of possibilities. All the while you're planting your seeds, or while you're making your wishes, you have to get ready for a time when your wish will come out just right. Prepare to live with what you wished for. I knew exactly what Papa meant. Possibilities are all around us, Papa said. I believe it may be possible for me to save some time to be with Mama and Jimmy and baby Thomas, and you, Irene, who made this wish for us all. The end. And look at their pretty house. What a creative story. Thank you so much for letting me share Irene's wish with you. And I hope all of your wishes come true.